Okay, I'm here with Congressman John Yarmuth. You just finished the debate with your challenger, Todd Lally. How do you think it went, Congressman?
Well, I think it will. I mean, this is our second debate. Todd has a lot of good bumper stickers, but he really doesn't have many ideas. And it's always like every other district in this country. Nancy Pelosi seems to be on the ballot in every other district. But people in this district know that I'm an independent thinker. I've proved that over the years when I wrote columns for 15 years for Leo. And I don't take marching orders from anyone. I've been able to work with business and labor to create some really positive results at GE and Ford and at UPS. So I think that the contrast was pretty stark tonight as to who is best equipped to represent this community in the future.
You mentioned that it's difficult for people to get the right information from the media. How do you think the media can do a better job? I mean, do you see any changes that would help that?
Well, it is tough because you're talking about a healthcare bill that affects 300 million people. It's 18% of the economy. It's a very, very complicated topic, and the media, the broadcast particularly, can only devote a certain amount of time to it. But the average soundbite right now is in television news is like 9.8 seconds, and all you can do in 9.8 seconds is basically give a bumper sticker or some kind of rhetorical message. You can't explain the concepts, the problems, and how your particular recommended approach will solve them. What I've found when I've gone around the community, and I spent a year spending 5 or 6 hours every day talking about healthcare. You give me 15, 20 minutes with citizens where I can actually answer their questions in an extended way about how this reform might affect their lives and how, if we don't act, they would be affected. They believe this is a good thing. But again, I'm not exactly sure how particularly broadcast media can accomplish that. Everything we deal with is extremely complicated. There are no sound bites that are going to answer healthcare, energy, immigration, financial reform, any of those things. So it's a tough chore for individual citizens to get all the information to make a really truly informed decision.
Okay. Some of the Democratic candidates who are incumbents that are having to defend their seats have kind of run away from the Democratic agenda, and they're not talking about what we've accomplished in financial reform. They're not talking about health care reform. You seem to be one of the few candidates that's actually stood on his record and not run away from it. Do you think that by running away from the Democratic agenda that they're reinforcing a negative opinion of it?
They're certainly making it harder and harder to convince the public that we've done the right thing when you have a division in your own ranks, particularly when people voted for some of the things and then they're trying to back away from it. I don't do that. I stand up for what I believe. I did it. I try to explain it. That's one of the good things about this community is I have access to a concentrated market where I can have more opportunity to talk to the community. We've done telephone town hall meetings where we've spent hours and hours talking to tens of thousands of citizens, and so there's absolutely no reason to run away from the things you do. If you can't defend the positions you take, then you're in the wrong business.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Good luck in the campaign.
Thanks very much.